Welcome back to ABCGH Spoilers channel. Today, we have an explosive breakdown of everything happening in Port Charles, from shocking confrontations to secret rendezvous and dangerous alliances. Who will come out on top in this tangled web of secrets? Stay tuned as we uncover the drama step by step. Cyrus Renault's threat looms over General Hospitæl. At General Hospitæl, Brad Cooper will find himself in an unsettling encounter that will leave him questioning whether standing up to a dangerous man like Cyrus Renault was the right decision. The tension in the hospital corridors will be almost suffocating when Brad catches Cyrus wandering through the premises despite the explicit orders from Portia Robinson to stay away. Brad, summoning all the courage he can muster, will firmly warn Cyrus to leave or face the consequences of a police intervention. However, Cyrus, ever the mastermind of intimidation, won't be so easily deterred. With a cryptic smirk, he'll tilt his head and utter a few carefully chosen words that will make Brad's blood run cold. "You can call the cops if you want, Brad, but we both know they can't protect you from everything." Is Cyrus planning something sinister? Could this veiled warning be a prelude to a larger scheme? While Brad will try to shake it off, the encounter will leave a lasting impact, and it won't be long before he starts watching his back, fearing that Cyrus may be targeting him next. Meanwhile, Portia Robinson will learn about the confrontation and become even more determined to keep the hospital safe. She knows that if Cyrus is snooping around, he has an agenda, and nothing good ever comes from Cyrus Renault having an agenda. Brooklyn's wake-up call for Willow. As Brooklyn Quartermain witnesses the escalating chaos in Port Charles, she'll feel compelled to reach out to Willow Tate and have a brutally honest conversation about the mess she's tangled in. Brooklyn has never been one to sugarcoat things, and this time will be no different. When she arrives at the gatehouse, she won't waste any time before questioning Willow's recent choices, particularly the reckless decision to be with Drew Kane at a place where he wasn't welcome. "Willow, I'm not trying to judge you," Brooklyn will say with an exasperated sigh, arms crossed as she leans against the doorway. "But did you really think it was a good idea to sleep with Drew at Michael's house? Do you know what kind of firestorm this could create?" Willow, already racked with guilt and uncertainty, will find herself grappling with Brooklyn's words. Deep down, she knows there's truth in them. As much as she has tried to convince herself that she made the right decision, doubts will creep in. Could this be the final push that makes Willow realize she needs a clean break? By the end of the conversation, she may seriously consider moving out of the gatehouse, setting the stage for a major life change in the coming days. Carly seeks advice from Lucas, but will she listen? Meanwhile, Carly Spencer, overwhelmed by the tangled mess involving Drew, Willow, Sasha, and Jason, will turn to Lucas Jones for advice. If there's one person who isn't afraid to be brutally honest with her, it's Lucas. As they sit down at the Metro Court, Lucas won't hold back in telling Carly what she doesn't want to hear, that she needs to stop inserting herself into everyone else's business. "Carly, I love you, but you don't have to fix everything," Lucas will say, taking a sip of his coffee. "Not everything is yours to control. Maybe it's time you focused on something else, like keeping Jocelyn out of trouble before she gets in too deep." Carly will scoff at the suggestion, but deep down, she'll know that Lucas is right. Jocelyn has been playing with fire, and if Carly doesn't step in soon, the consequences could be disastrous. Will Carly take Lucas' advice to heart? Or will her need to control the chaos override her better judgment? Sasha's outrage and a dangerous truth. As if the drama in Port Charles weren't chaotic enough, Sasha Gilmore will find herself at the center of a scandalous revelation that will leave her outraged. During a heated confrontation at the Metro Court, Drew Kane will loudly blurt out that Jason Morgan is the father of Sasha's baby, a claim that will immediately send shockwaves through the entire room. Sasha, her face flushing with anger, will waste no time marching over to confront Drew. "You don't get to talk about my life like it's some gossip column headline, Drew," she'll snap, voice shaking with fury. "You have no idea what you're talking about." However, while Sasha is furious at Drew for spreading this information, there's another problem: denying the claim could raise even more questions. The last thing she wants is for Michael Corinthos' name to become entangled in the mess, so she'll have to navigate this carefully. Could this situation spiral out of control, forcing Sasha to make an impossible choice about how much truth she's willing to reveal? Drew and Carly's public blow-up. Before Sasha's outburst, Drew Kane and Carly Spencer will already have been engaged in a fierce argument at the Metro Court. Carly, livid after discovering Drew's tie in Willow's former home with Michael, will demand answers, her voice rising with every accusation. Drew, however, won't back down. Instead, he'll throw Cody Bell's bombshell theory in Carly's face, the idea that Jason Morgan could be the father of Sasha's child. Carly, stunned and seething, will barely know how to respond. The public nature of their fight will turn heads, adding yet another layer of scandal to an already chaotic situation. Jocelyn's dangerous determination. Meanwhile, Jocelyn Jax will be putting on a brave face, pretending that everything is under control. However, underneath that confident exterior, her determination is driving her straight into danger. Despite Anna Devane's warnings to stay away from Turning Woods, Jocelyn won't be able to resist returning for more digging. She's convinced there's something she needs to uncover, and she's not about to let anyone stop her. At the same time, Jack Brennan is counting on Jocelyn to track down Cyrus Renault's hideout. Will she finally make the discovery that changes everything? Or will her reckless pursuit land her in grave danger before she even gets close to the truth? Port Charles is on the brink of explosive revelations, shifting alliances, and dangerous confrontations. With Cyrus making veiled threats, Willow reconsidering her future, and Jocelyn walking headfirst into potential peril, the stakes have never been higher. Make sure to tune in for the next episode, because things are about to get even wilder. Next, we are diving into one of the hottest topics in the General Hospital universe, the whirlwind romance of Steve Burton and Michelle Lundstrom. Is their love story moving too fast, or are they proving that sometimes, when you know, you just know? Let's break it all down. General Hospital spoilers, what's next for Steve and Michelle? With their recent engagement announcement, Steve Burton and Michelle Lundstrom have taken the world by storm, leaving fans buzzing with excitement and speculation. While the couple has yet to set an official wedding date, the anticipation surrounding their upcoming nuptials is at an all-time high. Could this be the soap opera wedding of the year? Some are already predicting an extravagant ceremony fit for a real-life daytime drama legend, while others are wondering if the two might opt for something intimate and private. One thing is certain, whenever they decide to tie the knot, it will be a moment to remember. Fans are keeping a close eye on every detail, waiting to hear when and where the wedding will take place. Given Steve's history with the soap world and his dedicated fan base, this union is bound to be the center of attention for months to come. But will everything go as smoothly as planned, or could there be unexpected twists along the way? After all, real life often mimics the dramatic storylines of General Hospital, and this love story is no exception. A love story that has everyone talking. As of now, Steve Burton has remained tight-lipped about the speed of his engagement, letting his actions speak louder than words. If there's one thing we know about him, it's that he follows his heart. Michelle Lundstrom has clearly captivated Steve in a way that no one else has. His fans are well aware that he is a man of strong convictions, and when he makes a decision, he sticks to it. It seems he sees something special in Michelle that he has never felt before, making it clear that he wants her by his side for the long haul. But is this fairy tale romance happening too quickly? That's where opinions begin to divide. Some admirers believe Steve and Michelle's fast-paced love story is a sign of true passion and destiny, while others argue that they should slow down and take more time to understand one another before making such a life-changing commitment. For now, fans will have to wait and see how their relationship unfolds. Will they continue on this fast track to marriage, or will they take a step back and let their love story develop at a more gradual pace? The shadow of Steve's past, has he finally found the love he deserves? The reason why so many people are scrutinizing Steve Burton's rapid engagement lies in his tumultuous past with ex-wife Sherry Burton. Fans of General Hospital remember the shocking and heartbreaking events of 2022, when Steve had to publicly deny fathering a child after Sherry's pregnancy announcement. The situation quickly spiraled into one of the most talked about real-life soap opera moments, as Steve's private life began resembling the drama of his on-screen counterpart. For someone who has endured such a deeply personal and painful experience, many feel that Steve deserves a love that lasts, but they also worry about him rushing into another commitment too soon. Has he truly healed from his past relationship? Has he had enough time to reflect on what went wrong, or is he simply eager to move forward and leave the heartbreak behind? These are the burning questions that fans can't stop asking. Some worry that in his quest for happiness, Steve may be moving too quickly without considering the long-term implications. Others argue that perhaps Michelle is exactly what he needed to help him rebuild and rediscover love again. Love at lightning speed, are Steve and Michelle moving too fast? The heart wants what it wants, and sometimes, when two people connect, the timeline doesn't matter. Steve and Michelle's relationship has been moving at a rapid pace, which has raised eyebrows among longtime fans. While they have been dating for a little over a year, some people feel that they barely know each other well enough to be making such a monumental commitment. Is there such a thing as moving too fast when it comes to love? While some relationships thrive on passion and spontaneity, others need time to develop a strong foundation. Critics argue that love should not be rushed, especially when past wounds are still fresh. They believe Steve and Michelle would benefit from spending more time learning about each other's values, habits, and long-term goals before jumping into marriage. However, Steve is not a man who second-guesses his decisions. He has always been someone who follows his heart without hesitation, and this time is no different. If he believes that Michelle is the right person for him, he is going to stand by that choice no matter what anyone says. It is possible that his fast-moving romance is simply a sign that he has found the right person at the right time. When everything clicks into place, why wait? A new chapter, the future for Steve and Michelle. What comes next for Steve Burton and Michelle Lundstrom? As their love story continues to unfold, there will undoubtedly be challenges, surprises, and maybe even a few unexpected twists. But whether they slow down or move full speed ahead, one thing remains certain: they are determined to write their own happy ending. Will they defy the odds and prove that love at first sight can lead to a lifetime of happiness? Or will they realize that taking things slow might be the best approach after all? As the days go by, fans will be eagerly waiting for any updates on their wedding plans. With their strong bond and undeniable chemistry, many are hopeful that Steve and Michelle's story will be one that stands the test of time. So far, they have managed to defy expectations and silence skeptics, showing that their love is real and unwavering. But as with any great love story, only time will tell if this romance will turn into a lasting legacy or another chapter of heartbreak. No matter where you stand on the debate, one thing is undeniable: Steve Burton's engagement to Michelle Lundstrom is one of the most talked about topics right now. Whether you think they are rushing into marriage too quickly or believe that they are destined for forever, this love story is one that has captured everyone's attention. Will their love story become the real-life fairy tale that fans hope for? Or will reality set in and change the course of their journey? Only time will tell. For now, we'll be watching closely for any new developments, and of course, when they set a wedding date, we'll be the first to let you know. Next, we uncover the shocking developments surrounding Jocelyn Jack's dangerous mission, Cyrus Renault's secret hideout, and a tangled web of revenge, deception, and high-stakes confrontations. Will Joss push too far in her quest for justice, or will she become the next target in a deadly game? Let's dive into the latest unfolding drama in Port Charles. Jocelyn Jacks defies orders and risks everything. Jocelyn Jacks is nothing if not determined, and her conversation with Anna Devane only fuels her desire for vengeance. When Anna informs her that there is no solid proof tying Cyrus Renault to the murders of Dex and Sam, Joss can barely contain her frustration. The weight of her grief sits heavily on her chest as she demands answers. Why isn't the hospital being warned that Cyrus could be the killer? Why isn't Anna doing more? But Anna, ever the professional, refuses to make an accusation without hard evidence. Anna warns Joss not to interfere, reminding her that getting too involved could jeopardize the case. But Jocelyn is driven by something deeper than justice. She wants revenge. The pain of losing Dex is too raw, too unbearable, and she refuses to sit back and let the system fail him. When Anna tries to appeal to her rational side, telling her that her involvement will only make it easier for Cyrus to slip away, Joss reaches a breaking point. She lashes out, snapping, "Got it," before storming out of Anna's office. But as she leaves, her mind is already made up. If the authorities won't take down Cyrus, she will. The dangerous game at Turning Woods. Jocelyn's anger quickly turns into a reckless determination. Though Anna explicitly warns her not to return to Turning Woods, Joss has already decided she'll do whatever it takes to uncover the truth. She has been volunteering at the facility, keeping a close eye on Cyrus Renault's movements. But now, armed with Anna's warning, she realizes she may have overlooked crucial details. She replays every encounter in her head. Which patients had interactions with Cyrus? How many of them are still alive? Is there a pattern? Jocelyn knows she's walking a fine line between seeking justice and putting herself in harm's way, but she doesn't care. If Cyrus Renault is a murderer, she's going to find the proof to expose him, no matter what it takes. A meeting in the woods, the hunt for Cyrus Renault's hideout. Meanwhile, far from the safety of Port Charles, Jack Brennan is deep in the woods, meeting with his trusted associate. The tension in the air is palpable as she leads him through the thick brush toward a secluded cabin, a place she has been keeping a close watch on for weeks. "This is it," she whispers, stopping just before the tree line. "Cyrus comes here every few days. He always brings a bag, but I've never seen what's inside." Jack narrows his eyes, taking in the small, unassuming hideout. To the untrained eye, it looks like an abandoned cabin, but Jack knows better. Cyrus Renault never moves without a plan, and if he's using this place, it must hold secrets. His associate, still watching the cabin, thinks they should gather more proof before making a move. But Jack shakes his head. "This isn't about doing the PCPD's job for them," he says. "This is about seeing if Jocelyn can follow him here. What she does next will tell us everything." The implications are chilling. Jack and his team are testing Jocelyn, seeing how far she's willing to go. They aren't just watching Cyrus, they're watching her, waiting to see what she'll do with the information they uncover. Is she in over her head? Or is Jocelyn more dangerous than anyone realizes? Secrets unfold at 30,000 feet. Carly and Jack's tense flight back to Port Charles while the investigation into Cyrus Renault's movements intensifies. Carly Spencer and Jack Brennan are making their way back to Port Charles on a private jet. The atmosphere in the cabin is deceptively relaxed. Carly leans back in her seat, grateful for the unexpected kindness of Jack offering her a ride home. She smiles at him. "Thanks for this," she says sincerely. "After everything, I appreciate it." Jack, ever the gentleman, gives her a knowing look. "You saved my life from Valentine. This is the least I could do." Their conversation is easy, filled with small talk and playful banter, but beneath it, there's an undercurrent of something more. Jack is not just a businessman, he's someone with his own agenda in Port Charles, and Carly knows better than to trust anyone blindly. Their moment is interrupted when Jack's assistant calls, her voice urgent. "We have a situation," she says. "There's something you need to see as soon as you land." Jack's jaw tightens. Whatever it is, it's important. As the jet descends toward Port Charles, a storm is brewing, one that will drag Carly, Jocelyn, and Jack into a dangerous web of secrets, betrayal, and revenge. Final thoughts: what's next for Jocelyn, Jack, and Carly? As the tension escalates, it's clear that the hunt for Cyrus Renault is more than just an investigation, it's a game of survival. Jocelyn is spiraling deeper into a dangerous quest for justice, defying orders and risking everything. Jack Brennan is orchestrating a hidden agenda, testing Jocelyn's resolve while tracking Cyrus' every move. Carly, unknowingly, is caught between them, flying straight into the center of the storm. As these three forces collide, one thing is certain: someone is going to get hurt before this is over. Will Joss uncover the truth before it's too late? Or is she walking into a deadly trap set by Cyrus Renault himself?